It's time to throw away your old Apple TV remote. All right, maybe don't throw it away, but I certainly will never be using it again, that's for sure. I've been wanting Apple to redesign the remote for the Apple TV ever since it came out. It was a good try, Apple, but these swipe gestures to navigate have been the death of me, and so the day is finally here with the release of the latest Apple TV 4K that includes this new remote. So one way of getting the new remote, of course, is just to buy the Apple TV 4K or the Apple TV HD, or you can just buy this remote separately for $60, which I totally get. It's insanely expensive on its own, but if you don't want to spend $179 for an entirely new Apple TV, then just get this remote. You won't be disappointed. I won't spend too much time pointing out the obvious differences because you can see it here. The remote looks and feels totally different. It's all aluminum design, different buttons like a mute button and a dedicated power button, which yes, it does control your TV's power. And the Siri button has been moved to the side and the menu button has been appropriately renamed to the back button. The buttons are super tactile and really satisfying to click around on. There's far more of a click and tactile feedback compared to the previous version. Overall, this design is nearly perfect in my opinion. The only thing this remote is lacking is Find My capability via the U1 chip. I'm honestly shocked Apple didn't include it in this remote, or maybe that's a feature that's best saved for the future, or perhaps some sort of first-party accessory in which users can attach an AirTag to it. We made a video recently about a 3D printed case for the previous generation remote that can fit an AirTag inside, and I'm sure there will be some official cases coming from third-party suppliers, but that's my biggest issue right now with this remote. To be fair, I feel like this remote is slightly harder to lose compared to the last model because it is thicker and larger in comparison, but at the end of the day, it's still a remote, and no matter how large it is, it's destined to wind up inside of your couch somewhere. Now, let's touch on functionality because this is perhaps the biggest difference and the reason why I'm so happy that Apple went in this direction for the redesign. The touchpad swipey gesture things, they're gone. Okay, well, not really. Actually, there is a touch surface. It's right here in the center circle, and you can use it to navigate menus, but you don't have to. The freedom of choice is absolutely great. There's an up, down, left, or right dot here, which means, yes, you can click up, down, left, or right, or I can swipe around on the center circle. You can also turn gestures off entirely if you wish. I would probably keep them on, however, because you can scroll around in a circle to easily scrub through content. Now, I find this way of scrubbing to be much, much better than previous generations. Now, how many times have you tried to scrub just a little bit backwards or forwards and you end up 34 minutes past where you wanted to go to? I mean, it happens to me multiple times a week for sure. Now, unfortunately, it's not as intuitive as Apple makes it seem, at least not right off the bat. Your first instinct is to pause and then immediately just start scrolling quickly in a circle backwards or forwards. And if you do this too fast and incorrectly, you'll notice your content will start to scrub forward and then immediately backward, and you just kind of keep going in this circle. The trick here, or at least what I've learned, is that if you just place your thumb down and hold briefly until you see this little scrub wheel icon, then start going in a circle, it works perfectly as advertised and has a far more controlled scrubbing experience. This has worked across all apps, not just Apple native apps. It works perfectly fine in every app that I've tested it in so far. And that's really it. The remote still charges via Lightning, and you do get a Lightning cable to USB-A in the box. And really everything just operates as it should, but it's now even easier to navigate around tvOS with the new ClickPad. So should you buy this remote or a new Apple TV 4K? Obviously, that choice is up to you. We haven't fully tested out the new features yet on the new Apple TV 4K, but I'm willing to bet for most of you who are current Apple TV 4K owners and you're unhappy with it, your frustrations probably lie within the remote. And yes, I do think it's worth replacing the remote over just buying an entirely new Apple TV 4K because I think you're gonna notice that the differences might not be worth upgrading for most of you out there. Of course, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you hate the old remote and you plan to upgrade? Maybe you like it. Let me know in the comments down below. This has been Dan with MacRumors. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you around in the next video.